Good morning everyone and welcome to a new GTA Online video. Today we're going to be discussing all of the most major changes of Rockstar's new GTA Online weekly update that just went live this morning. We have some great picks for rare and removed vehicles that have just been featured back to the game for a limited time only this week. We have a pretty good weekly challenge to make some extra money. The bonuses, one of them is actually pretty nice, but we just don't have a bunch to go over. And it's up to you if you guys want to grind out GTA and make some money this week if you feel like it. The discounts are pretty nice as well. We're going to be checking out those and basically all of the other large changes and things that were adjusted this week in GTA. So welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by and let's jump into things. Here at the LS Car Meet, we have some great test drive vehicles that are rare and removed from the game that we're going to check out. So let's start off with probably the most sought after, the Fister Comet. It's finally back, ladies and gentlemen. We saw the Fister Comet SR a couple months ago, but we haven't seen the normal Fister Comet that you could take to Benny's and turn into the Comet Retro Custom for a long time. Has it been over half a year? I think so. This is a great contender in the sports class. This Comet has amazing traction, super rapid acceleration, top speed is 122 miles an hour. It's basically just as good as the Comet SR, but that one has more race-oriented modifications on it. Of course, this car is inspired by the 997 Porsche GT2. It features super awesome aerodynamic enhancements and just, in my opinion, some creative design elements that are going to set it apart from the more realistic models that we have in the game, like the Comet S2 and the S2 Cabrio based off the newer Porsches. And with that being said, if you do want to pick up the Comet this week, very cheap. You can get it for $50,000. Then we'll move on here. This is the Vapid Blade. Oh, also, by the way, I should mention, the Fister Comet is going to be 50% off, so that's why it's pretty cheap. You can't get it off an in-game website. You have to get it here from the LS Car Meet. Same thing with the Vapid Blade. This is also 50% off, and when it comes to the Vapid Blade, you get a pretty decent car. It's got surprisingly fast acceleration with really good durability for like the kind of car it is. It's based off the 1965 Ford Falcon. You need to be very careful with the handling because it has like a very unique understeer characteristic, in my opinion. It's a formidable car, yet it's probably challenging as a muscle car to drive in like races or just escaping the cops. But if you do want to pick it up, like I said, 50,000 or 50% off, you can get it for $80,000. Then we wrap up with the Dinka Akuma, a bike. This is actually one of the fastest accelerating motorcycles in the game. You're just going to hit your top speed super fast because the top speed isn't that high. It can't wheelie as well at top speed, so that's going to hinder its straight line performance compared to other bikes. It's got really great cornering capabilities. It's a powerhouse on like the most technical types of tracks you can find in the game. Probably going to be more beginner friendly and ideal for less experienced riders because they like the agility over the straight line speed with this bike, so it's just easier to drive. And if you do want to pick it up, you can get it for $9,000, so super cheap. Here at Simeon's Premium Deluxe Motorsport, we have 5 more removed vehicles available this week for a limited time only. So let's jump in here. We'll start off and we'll just go from left to right. So this here is the Pegassi S-Key. Now in GTA, this is based off of a 2015 Ducati Scrambler. You get very tight turning on this car, above average acceleration, I would say, for a bike. It has a top speed of 113 miles an hour, so it's not super high, but it is fast. It's very nimble in traffic and around corners, but it does have a tendency to oversteer and spin out during aggressive leans. That's a drawback in my opinion. This bike could be a worthwhile addition to any motorcycle enthusiast collection nonetheless because it has a very nice looking style to it. I personally like it a lot, and you can get it for $287,370 this week. Next, we'll move on here. This is the Vapid Hustler, and if you guys have been watching the channel for a while, way back when I used to do the buyer's guides on the discounts in like, you know, post commentary format, things like that, you know my vendetta against the Hustler. It's a cool hot rod. It matches the speed of other muscle cars in the game, but it falls incredibly short in the handling department as well as the braking. It's very challenging to control. I don't like using it on sharp turns or dirt roads or anything like that. It's durable against minor damage, but it has a crazy propensity to oversteer, and overall it's just got poor performance in my opinion. It still will probably entertain you hot rod enthusiasts out there who want like a fun, albeit flawed ride, but honestly, I think I would go so far as to say I hate driving this car. And with that being said, if you do want to pick it up, you get it for $330,740 this week. It is rare and removed. Then here, this is the Western Wolfsbane. Now, we talked about a similar bike last week, but the Wolfsbane in GTA, it's got an average top speed, pretty good acceleration, as well as pretty impressive handling. The bike also seems to maintain better control on dirt roads, funny enough. It doesn't suffer from excessive wheel spin or lose control off-road, which is kind of cool because that means it's actually a decent choice for getaways outside of the city if you're getting chased by the police. The only really bad thing about this bike is it has basically an awful, really bad turning radius, so it's not maneuverable at slower speeds whatsoever. That being said, you can get it for $117,800 this week. Then we'll move on. This is the Gallivanter Baller LE. This Land Rover does have improved performance over its predecessors because it has better handling and acceleration than some of the ones that were released previously. It actually does shine in off-road scenarios with impressive torque and traction, but it's going to lack obviously in the ground clearance department compared to other top off-roaders. So it is a Land Rover at the end of the day. So it can go off-road, but do you want to take it off-road? Do you want to take this like not very rugged classic Land Rover and more of a modern luxurious Land Rover off-road? Probably not. That being said, if you do want to pick it up, you can get it for $74,500 this week. Then we will wrap up. This is the LCC Hexer. This is actually a very durable bike. It's capable of smooth cruising. The handling isn't top notch, but it does manage well in traffic in my opinion. I think it's just a solid choice for those who want a stylish bike, but don't need or just want or not are looking for top tier performance. This may be the bike for you. You can get it for $15,000. So it's so cheap, you might as well just get it. Perfect timing to talk about some of the bonuses here in this game. One of them is double money and double RP on payphone hits this week, which of course you can just call Franklin and activate a payphone hit, or you can sometimes get calls randomly in the open world. These are pretty nice right here for doing because we're going to be talking about these tomorrow on how you can actually make money. They do have a cooldown timer, but you get paid a decent amount in the meantime while you complete them, and that will open up opportunities for you to do auto shop client jobs or any other types of classic content in this game. You could do your FIB file setups, you could do export mixed goods, ammunition contracts, things like that, do some terabyte client jobs, you could do more security contracts for the agency if you need. There's a lot of cool things you could do while you're waiting for your next payphone hit to start, so you can keep grinding those. I definitely recommend you guys participate in these this week. That's definitely the saving grace for the bonuses. One of the other bonuses we have though is double money and double RP on overtime rumble as an adversary mode this week. So if you don't have any sort of business, you want to get the agency to participate in these payphone hits, you could do so. And the weekly challenge this week is just participating in 3 FIB file finales. And if you do that, you get paid $100,000. So what I recommend you do this week, and we'll talk about this in my money guide later on tomorrow, but while you're setting up your FIB files, do a payphone hit in between each setup mission for your FIB files, and that way you can make tons of money from the payphone hits as well as the FIB files this week here in GTA. In order to get the full payout for the payphone hit you're doing, you need to complete the assassination bonus, which for me for this mission is taking out the target using drive-by weapon while in a Vagos lowrider. So I have the location of the lowrider, I went and picked it up. Now we're gonna kill this guy. And all we need to do once we kill this guy is leave the area. We'll get paid, and I'll show you the payout in a second here. I just got to get a little bit closer to kill this guy. He's taken out. Let's just leave the area. So what I'm going to do is turn around here. You don't need to take a photo for this payphone hit or anything like that. I don't think there's any payphone hits where you need to take a photo of the subject. Maybe one that I'm just like not remembering here. But as we drive away, it says hit complete. There you go, $90,000. Payment is $30,000, $60,000 with a bonus payment, double money and double RP. Normally they pay $45,000. And now if I want to request another payphone hit, let's check out the cooldown. So it has a 10-minute cooldown. It says next request available in 9 minutes, 30 seconds. So what you could do is, like I said, do an FIB file setup or 2, do a terabyte client job. That'll be good if you have GTA Plus this month, because I think those are double money and double RP. Do some security contracts for the agency to max out money in your wall safe, things like that. We'll discuss this in more detail tomorrow though. Jumping into the discounts for this week here, we have the Obey Omnis EGT on sale for 30% off. You can get it for $1,256,500. Next up, the Gallivanter Baller LE is available here. You can get it for 30% off as well, or actually, sorry, 50% off. You can get this on sale for $374,000, or with the trade price, you can actually get it for $74,500. The Vapid Click Wagon is on sale for 30% off. You can get this for $843,500. Next up, the Karen Sultan RS Classic is also 30% off. You can get this for $1.252 million or $939,000 with the trade price this week. The DeClassy Drift Yosemite is on sale for 30% off as well. You can get this vehicle for $915,000 or $686,000 with the trade price. The DeClassy Drift Tampa is also 30% off. You can get this for $696,000. The Albany Brigham is on sale for 30% off. You can get this for $1,049,000 this week. The Mammoth Patriot Mil-Spec is also on sale for 30% off. You can get this for $1.2 million or just under $900,000 with the trade price this week. On Elitist Travel, the Buckingham Nimbus is also 30% off. You can get this for $1.3 $1.33 million. And then we also have vehicles like the Vapid Hustler, the Fister Comet, as well as the Vapid Blade, which are 50% off, but those are rare and removed from the game. You can't get them on in-game websites, so you need to go according to the in-game vendors and their locations this week, but we already discussed where they are. The Hustler is at Simeon's, the Vapid Blade is at the LS Car Meet, and same with the Fister Comet, where you can also get them with the discount. And then the last discount we have is actually on all garages in the game. Every single garage property, well, whether it's a large, medium, or small garage, you can get all of these for 30% off this week. That being said, do you want to take advantage of just only garages and not get a property associated with it? I mean, I guess you can, but it is what it is. I wouldn't necessarily spend your money on this, especially as a newer player, just because eventually you'll want the property too. But, you know, if you're penny pinching and you want a bunch of vehicles, then it's worth it. But of course, if you're a lower level player, you probably don't have a ton of money to spend on vehicles anyway. And as a lower level player, you want to acquire businesses and things like that first, so you could supercharge your level in your account and supercharge your money overall. At the Diamond Casino and Resort, your Lucky Wheel podium vehicle is the Benefactor Sterling GT. And this car has pretty good acceleration, in my opinion, especially within the sports classics category. It also has a very high top speed, so it's just ranked very highly as a sports classics car. You get modern sports car like handling with great grip. I would say you get a little bit of oversteer, but it's manageable. It's inspired by the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL as well as the SLR, and honestly, this is just a super classic style Mercedes, so you definitely got to try and unlock it this week, especially since you could put HSW upgrades on this vehicle on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. I'm not sure of the performance with HSW, but I'm sure it's even better than stock, of course. So with that said, can we actually get lucky and unlock this vehicle? Let's see. I have been striking out on this podium, I swear. My Thursday weekly update guides and my Tuesday weekly update reminders. We haven't won a podium vehicle in a long time. We're gonna get so close yet again, but not get it. We're gonna get clothing. Please give me something good, like a hoodie. We got the bold camo sandcastle sweater. Sandcastle sweater, bro? Oh boy. Again, at the LS Car Meet, your prize ride for this week is the Vapid Flash GT. And if you want to unlock this vehicle, you can get it for $0 by placing top 3 in LS Car Meet Series races for 4 consecutive days in a row. The Flash GT in GTA Online features pretty good acceleration, in my opinion. The top speed is about 121 miles an hour, give or take. It's competitive in a couple different racing scenarios if you want to use it, but of course it's got more of a rally-inspired design, so it would be fun in rally races and things like that. It's all-wheel drive, so it gets good grip across different types of terrain. It's a little bit agile. It's obviously ideal for off-road scenarios as well as urban races if you want to use it in those, but definitely be cautious of the oversteer in the rain with this car. It's absolutely insane. The snap to oversteer in the rain is just kind of crazy. It's got like some weird handling quirks. So overall, is it actually, you know, playing LS Car Meet Series races for 4 consecutive days in a row to unlock this vehicle? Maybe, maybe not, depending on the type of player you are. But we'll talk about it more in my free vehicles guide over on Saturday. At the salvage yard for this week, these cars are available all the way up until January the 22nd. So starting off on the left, we have the Willard Eudora, which is this week's standard range vehicle. You could steal it as part of the gangbanger robbery. Then the Benefactor Schlagen GT is this week's mid-range vehicle. You could steal it as part of the McToney robbery. And then wrapping up, we have the Fister Growler, which is this week's top-range vehicle, stealable as part of the podium robbery. But of course, as you can see by the lack of the garage icon on the thumbnail in the bottom left-hand corner of all these car thumbnails, none of these are claimable for this week. When it comes to the location of the gun van this week, of course, if you guys are watching on Thursday, January the 16th, you can find the gun van here at Ron Alternates Wind Farm. So I'll just zoom into the location right here. And when it comes to the gun van stock and inventory, we have a couple options this week, which are worth taking advantage of. So starting off, the service carbine is available. If you don't want to do the actual like police clues to get the weapon parts, just buy it from here. That's what I did when it released. I wasn't going to bother with all the weapon parts and things like that, because I don't even think I've come across enough crime scenes still to this day. So just buy the service carbine from here. It's great. You definitely want it. The combat shotgun's available, the minigun, the MG, as well as the machete. And the minigun is 40% off for all players this week. The combat shotgun is going to be 50% off, but that's locked to GTA Plus members only. Now, if you guys are on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, you should see the L. Strickler military rifle here as well. Of course, that's just a console or a next-gen expanded and enhanced exclusive as of the current moment. If you're GTA Plus, though, you can get that rifle for free, I'm pretty sure. So we are going to be wrapping things up right here. I want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if if you guys are new and you want to see more GTA 5 online content like this. Also, if you feel like it, feel free to check me out over on twitch.tv/hazardoushdtv or check me out over on Twitter and Instagram. I like to live stream GTA Online several times a week over on my Twitch account. I don't live stream on YouTube, so if you want to catch me live, do some money grinding, things like that, well, Twitch is the place to be. But again, thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Definitely tune back into the channel tomorrow where we'll talk about some of the money bonuses and how you can most effectively grind out those payphone hits to make some money. We'll talk about the payphone hits themselves, but more importantly, some other activities to do while the payphone hits that are on cooldown for some fun money grinding loops, gameplay strategies, things like that. All right, guys. See y'all in the next one. Adios, amigos.